As you can see, this isn't my usual setup. I'll explain later. The Sharp MD-SS323 is quite rare and special with a backlit on-body screen and jog dial. Like other earlier Sharps, it is a slot loader. Let's see it in action. Volume and sound controls are these purple buttons by my thumb, but the fun part is this jog dial. When playing, you can scroll through the track list and then hit enter to select a track. If you push sound, you can select different EQ and DSP modes. This is actually unit number 3 for me. The first 2 had issues reading discs. One of them had something loose inside. One of the surface-mounted components had fallen off. Since this one is working, we're just going to open it up, clean it, and lube it so it keeps going for 25 more years. Okay, let's eject the disc and take it apart. Oh yes, here's the AA sidecar. It's handy since the original lithium batteries are hard to find. This set was complete. Here's the manual that I need to scan in for the MiniDisc wiki. Here's the hinged battery door. We don't need to take it off. Let's just get the battery out. These old batteries went in positive side first, unlike the later nickel metal hydride gum sticks. Okay, so let's start with the bottom case screws. They're all the same, so we don't need to keep track of them. There are 2 on the back surface as well. Open it from the bottom, away from the headphone remote jack. It should come off pretty easily. We can't get too far like this, so let's get the top lid. Now that's loose, we'll need to unclip this flex cable since it leads to the top lid's display and controls. These clips are old and fragile. Be gentle. Once it's loose, we can remove the top. Pretty clean for 25 years, but there's lint and hair and fuzz in there that we'll want to clean out. I'm using isopropyl alcohol to clean the lens and some stray lint and hair. We just don't want it to ever fall into the mechanism. Sorry I'm a bit off camera here. It's a temporary setup since I'm moving house and everything's packed away. The main gearshaft screw is pretty easy to see, so I'm going to lube it directly from here. I'm also getting this top sled rail. A bit more for the gearshaft. While I was lubing, I saw a bit more fuzz, so I'm going to clean a bit more. Once that's clean, let's get the top lid back on. Line up the flex cable first. And let's get it clipped in. These other two can be unclipped if you need to get the whole mechanism out. Let's get 2 screws in there for now and get the bottom lid back on. Bottom lid goes on, jack side first. Sorry that was off camera. Again, this is just a temporary setup. Let's get those screws back in. Okay, let's test and make sure I didn't break anything. Disk in. Looks good. Actually, I let this play for more than an hour after the video. I'm very happy to finally have a working one. As mentioned earlier, apologies for the subpar camera work. This is a temporary setup since everything's packed up in crates. If you're interested, these units don't pop up very often, but look for working ones. They usually don't attract too many bidders either since they're not well known. This jog dial is seriously fun, and I hope I don't break it after all these years by playing with it. Note, if you leave it for a second after selecting a sound option, it shows the 5-band EQ levels. Sometimes these old players, even 25-year-old ones, just need a bit of maintenance to keep going. As always, thanks for watching.